I just don't know. I'm not talking right now. I'm not gonna lie. I don't know if that's what y'all saying, but I'm not even talking right now. I'm trying to figure this out. I'm not talking right now. I'm not gonna lie. I don't know if that's what y'all saying, but I'm not even talking right now. I'm trying to figure this out. I'm not talking right now. I'm not gonna lie. I don't know if that's what y'all saying, but I'm not even talking right now. I'm trying to figure this out. Alright, so hopefully in the live or something. I can't even tell, bro. This shit's so trash. I don't even understand what's going on, to be honest. Shit's actually getting live or something. I can't even tell, bro. This shit's so trash. I don't even understand what's going on, to be honest. Alright, so I'll put it on my other phone, so I guess I can probably see what's going on a little bit. Put this phone down. But my thoughts on you, Jay? Everybody want to know my thoughts on you, Jay. So, with you, Jay, my best friends are the daily. I'll go to the higher time frame. My best friends right now are the daily, 2 hour, and the 4. So, well, I won't say the 1 hour is my best friend just because 1 hour is a little confusing. And I don't want to say confusing, but the 1 hour gives you just a little bit more confirmation as if you were to try and catch this level right here. I'm trying to hear myself. Like if price was to come back above this level, if you look at the 4 hour, this is actually a good level to be hopping in buys because one, price is closing above this level, and now if you go to the smaller time frame, price is breaking above a lower high on the higher time frame. So initially, I'm kind of looking at this area as my sweet spot. Like I see all this happening, but once again, I'm really gonna go back to the 4 and daily because if you really look, price hasn't really closed above on the daily, and price hasn't really closed above on the 4 hour at all. The only reason why I say this doesn't count is because if you go to the 2 hour, boom, this doesn't even show that price is breaking highs. So as you can see, the lower time frame going up and down isn't you can't hear me? It's cap, like how? This nigga's not going live right now. I'm saying, bro, niggas just saying they can't hear me. Like I'm hella confused. How? The mic is literally right under my neck. Hello, hello, 1 2 1 2. Can everybody hear me? It's crazy. Like I can actually hear myself on my other phone. So now I know y'all are capping. I know for a fact y'all are capping. Like that shit's crazy. Y'all literally got y'all volume all the way down on 2, and y'all think I'm about to be talking clear as shit on volume 2. Like, come on, bro. That's actually crazy. So yeah, with UJ, it's a patience game right now. It's really a patience game because overall, yes, the smaller time frames do look clean, but the smaller time frames are correlating to what's going on in the higher time frames. The only reason why I say that is because if you take out the picture and focus on what happened when price came and made a low, isn't this it? I wouldn't say it really. I'm trying to make this clean. Like this looks hideous. Okay. So when price was from this level, once we broke under this low, price sold under, breaking this level, failing to break this level, doing that, making a new low on this structure. When price makes a new low, it will act in a bullish manner. It always does that. Take that in consideration that it always will act in a bullish manner. So knowing that it will act in a bullish manner, all you're telling yourself is how high can price potentially go, or where does price need to go for the buying or like buying control or buying structure that you would like to see happen. So as you can tell, because we're on the daily time frame, I could easily say these lower highs, but initially I wouldn't say this level because this was the lower high that started this initial move. So I would not be afraid that if price was to come up here. When price made this low and ended up coming all the way back up to this level, failing to break above, because it failed to break above, it acted in that selling position because I had the sellers and bear structure that was here before, again trying to make a new low. So I'm gonna stop the arrow right there just so you guys can see that when price came to make the new low, when price started acting in a selling manner, it failed to make a new low, making what you know as a higher low. This initially can be once again an indication. This right here is one indication that we could start hopping in buys. Why? Because price is now not making lower lows and lower highs in USD JPY, which we was doing before. As you can see, now price is starting to buy back up to these highs, which initially is that target, which happened before. So as you can see, when price came to these highs, what did it do again? It failed to break, so now it's acting in a selling manner. If we was to go down to the smaller time frame, which is the 4-hour, just so you can see how cleaner it is, we're right here. Where price came up here, we came up to this level, failing to break. You can see because we have this arrow right here. Price sold off, making a higher low. This is now giving me indication that we are not we're not giving bear structure, especially because we just came from the daily time frame showing a higher low. So we're coming back. Well, now you notice that when price came to sell off, you can see that price actually ended up selling all the way back down and failing to break this low level. If price was to break this low level, if it was to go in the higher time frame, you could see that price would end up attacking all these levels down here, which initially is liquidity, because as you can see, when price made a high, higher low, higher high, higher low, multiple times, showing you that when price started to sell off, it got more support, more buyers, and there's more people in the market every time a higher low happens. So always take that in consideration. That I really want you guys to take that in consideration because that will happen. And I'm gonna stop talking right now because there's 10 people in here and there's only 2 likes. So if I don't see no one liking this chat, I'm angry. But nah. So let's go to 2-hour. So on the 2-hour, you can see that all right, that price now, once again, this is the target. When price was buying up, you can see that price once again hit this target, which you can see this is a we're on the daily, just a little zoomed out, which you can see this is a highly, I want to say a highly, but a good target and a potential target that we have hit in the past. We've hit once, we've hit twice, and we've now failed to make a low under, making a higher low, trying to come back above the high. So taking that in consideration, now what a little tip that I have been picking up on low strategies I've been learning from an elite trader. One thing is like you can go on the lower time frames once you understand what's happening on the higher time frames. And as I just said, on the higher time frame, the 4-hour, we have not made a close above this structure. So to go on the lower time frame right now, I wouldn't really be nervous just because price is selling. But all I want to see is if price is breaking levels, because if price isn't breaking levels, then I'll just simply go back to the higher time frame and see how we react if we can stay above this level right here. Because take in consideration that if we do not come above this high, we can potentially come back down and break this level and keep going for more. So this is why patience is really key. A lot of people were trying to tell me, oh, USD buys are valid as soon as market opened, and they didn't even realize that this is an NY pair. Don't get me wrong, it is clean. It was looking nice, but you have to always tell yourself, wait for the close. A lot of people are, another thing too, people are saying, oh, is the 1 hour close not enough? And the only reason why I said the 1 hour close not enough is because in reality, if you look at my zones, these are not 1 hour zones. So you can't really base 1 hour closure and structure to hop in your trade, especially if your zones are on the 4 hour and up. So because my chart is made on the 4 hour and up, I'm simply going to be respecting the time frame and structure on the 4 hour. I can look at the 1 hour and 2 hour, but I need the 4 hour to tell me that, all right, we have closed above this level, showing that the sellers that are playing around here on the 2 hour and the 1 hour that are failing to break this level, as you can see with the 4 hour, because when price came up here, this wasn't the break. So this is what price has really been playing around with, this area right here, failing to break. So until we can see that, I am chilling for USD JPY. On the other hand, gold, I definitely am interested in, because gold right now definitely is giving you, I don't want to say it definitely is not tricking you out, but if you go to the 4 hour, you can simply start, just to not confuse ourselves. We had consolidation, a breakout, retest, and instead of and with a breakout and a retest, price can simply just continue back up to the highs. Don't take in consideration about all the zones that I really have. I'm just taking I kind of have these for different reasons. I'm taking consideration that price was to buy or fail to go on the buying structure. I can see that price could stay under here or these levels, and then those could be potential entries for sells. But right now, we're not really focused on that. I'm simply focused on that price has now come back above the high. And as you can see before, when price stayed above this level, price bought up to the next zone, price bought up to the next zone, and the selling momentum was really around here. And because we have this higher low that failed to keep going, I am taking consideration that there is sellers at this level right here that are in control, only because when price came up to this high, it made a higher low, failing to make a high, and then broke off. Taking consideration that these were buyers here, now sellers are here. So if price is to buy, this just because gold is kind of little stagnant, so you have to go on the smaller time frames to see a little bit more detail. I do know what's happening. I know that price is above a high. We on the lower time frame, you can see that price is making lows, but if you go once again to the 4 hour, that low doesn't matter, because in reality we stayed above the high. This really is kind of tricky. I can understand that, just because, oh, this is a higher low, but this is another low and it's lower than this one. But in reality, all we're focusing on is the consolidation that we broke out of. If we're not coming back into this consolidation, the selling momentum that we're looking for is not going to come, because price needs to come back into this consolidation level so you can see price selling back down to the lows, because that is what happened here. Not price staying above this level. Price stays above this level, you can simply start going back up on the trend, which is why I do like how gold is looking. Don't get me wrong. We could, if we want to, we could hop in some potential buys, but just me personally, it's Monday. I don't like trading on Monday, so I'm not really going to look for a setup till market close, play around with it in Asia / New York, just because if I do pull up Forex Factory real quick, 1 second, today is the 8th, tomorrow will be the 9th. So tomorrow, oh wow, tomorrow will be on the 9th. Ooh, this is interesting. Pretty interesting. There's like really no news for Tuesday. That's pretty new. Let's see. On Wednesday's going, Wednesday. Okay, so Wednesday's gonna have news. Thursday's gonna have some news. And Friday's gonna have a little news. Okay, so Monday, Tuesday's gonna be a chill day. So Tuesday's probably gonna be a nice day, because probably we could really just be focusing on just pure volume instead of just news volume. So that will be a good thing to look out for with gold. So yeah, all I could initially say is I'll go to the higher time frame. As long as price is staying above this high level, buys are valid. So initially I wouldn't mind, just because I'm on a 15-minute. If price does come back above this high, I wouldn't be too scared to hop in buys. You could literally put your stop loss under here, but we're on a small time frame, so no, that is a tight stop loss. You'll be asking, why would I do that? Or you could initially just, instead of doing tight stop loss, you can either do under these low levels or initially under this zone. But under this zone, this is where stop loss starts to get a little bit larger. So I would say around this area right here, because all you're telling yourself is you don't want to see price selling back down. You want to see price staying above. Once price comes above, it closes. And I would really look at, to be honest, the way it's looking, you can not the daily. You can't stay on the 4 hour to wait for 4 hour confirmation, just because you can see that price at the start of this. We could go to the 1 hour. 1, 2, 3. We're on the third. Go to the fourth. Yes, so that's how we're gonna do it. So you can see when price started on the 4 hour close, we tried to sell off, but as soon as 1 hour closed, it ended up coming back up. So take consideration that this is why the 4 hour looks like this off of just 1 hour close. If you really look, the next 2 hours, price has been trying to become bullish. So all you're telling yourself is, all right, if the next, you could say that if the 2 hour closes above these levels, you can hop in some buys, have a nice little stop loss down here, and enjoy the ride at least to 235 and see how price reacts at this level. Take partials, and then if the price can potentially keep going, then you'll hold. That's kind of really the only setup that I was looking at. I have been looking at USD cheap too, but USD cheap kind of is already on its way down. Definitely wasn't looking at this last night. Was looking at USD JPY. Should have been looking at this last night, because could have hopped in for a nice clean entry right here. Now, because price did make a higher low and it's kind of in an area of stagnant, we can reset the chart just so I can see what's going on. You see this level is a low level chart marked up on over there, which is support that we did break under. So this is level of significance. This level right here is a level of significance, just because I can see that when price started coming under this level, this was a clean entry more than once and used as a level of support to stay above to try and buy. So all I did was go to a smaller time frame, realize that boom, once again I used it again. So we could have caught for a clean entry right here, but definitely missed out on that. So now, because price is failing to come back under this low level, price can start to change the direction if it wanted to, simply by just using this level as support and coming back under these levels. Because if I was to zoom out on the daily time frame, you will see that these levels, if price is to come back above these levels, can simply start going back on this uptrend that we had before. So it's all things to look out for. Indices with US 30. Definitely going to be dropping a video on TikTok for the big drop, 3 different entries that you can catch, because price made the low under, which is the indication. But taking consideration that if we go to the 1 hour, you can see that price, when price made a low, came above it, made a low above a high, but give indication that price is already giving you indication that price does want to start selling. So this measly support isn't really nothing, just taking consideration that where price sold off to. So price sold off into a buying position. How high did price buy? As you can see, price came all the way up here. So this happening is okay. Only thing that was really scary was the fact that price was trying to come back above the resistance and so support. So if we go back to the 1 hour, kind of mad this isn't really clean as it could be. Just give me 1 second. Let's go back to the 1 hour. Okay, so boom, on the 1 hour, you can see that if price does fail to use this level of support, we can once again just start selling back under, only because that price is really finding support from this level, not this at all. This is just an indication that when price made this low, price came back under and just broke under. So I was taking in consideration that this was a clean entry, that you could always catch a nice drop to this zone, only just because this zone, as you can see, the zone was another low. So if price was to sell off, it'd be selling to this low, trying to complete the trend. So I was taking consideration of all this that was on the daily time frame and looking at it on the smaller time frame. So knowing that, all I'm telling myself is, all right, price can come to this low, but the first entry could initially been off of this break. Second entry is really under this level, showing bearish structure. And then once again, under this level right here, fourth entry could be under here, but once you're under here, price will make a new low and act in a bullish manner. So you won't have the best entry. So it's all about finding the best entry to have not as much drawdown in your system. And yeah, I'm gonna definitely drop that after this live's over. I'm gonna do that real quick because I have the intro for the TikTok already. I just did not do the video because definitely been swamped with a lot of other stuff. But yeah, with US 30 is definitely giving a lot of indication that prices want to sell under. We have got enough indications. One, because we go to the daily time frame. When price made a new low, always take consideration when price makes a new low, it can act in a bullish manner. When price acting in a bullish manner, made a higher low, failing to make a high, boom, this is another indication. When price then make another low, this initially gave us another indication that price broke under a level of support they used to try and buy above. Now when price makes a new low, it can act in a bullish manner if you want it to. This is why I said this zone, don't really worry about it, because as you can see, it's nothing really clean on the higher time frame. All you're telling yourself is, all right, if price can come back above either this zone or this zone here, I would say this zone, just because this zone really more correlates with the daily. This is more on the higher time frame. So if price wanted to, it can make weird discoveries down here, but I would really have a nice safe entry under here, catching the rest to come all the way back down here. And as you can see, this is a nice wonderful drop of 1,600 points. If you wanted to catch it early, you would just be catching like 300, either 300 or like 100 or 300 plus more points to 1,600. And a lot of people don't realize that. Why is people so focused on 300 points when in reality the mission is to get the 1,600 or to get this whole drop back down to the low? So always take that in consideration. Don't be so greedy. Just focus on trying to get in the move. The move is what's going to get you paid, not trying to get that sexy, super clean, need every pip entry, because it's 9 times out of 10 it's not going to happen all the time. And when it does happen, it's sweet, it's cool as hell, but it's not always going to happen. So you have to take that in consideration. All right, see how many people are in the live. First up here, loving the vibes. Appreciate that everybody's still here. I'm trying to pull up the chat. Okay, boom, live chat. I can see my live chat. I'm not gonna tell you I got another person here in the chat, so just drop questions in here. Gonna drink a little water, look at something else real quick, and then any questions you guys have, just try and jot them down as many as you can so I can drop the information sauce to you guys. And yeah, because honestly, me personally, I don't know. A lot of people just don't understand, but Mondays, I'm not really looking for anything. I'm just chilling. Mondays, I don't trade. It's part of my strategy. Can't look at pairs. I have no problem answering questions and exposing what's going on in the markets. But me personally, I'm always just chilling on Mondays, just relaxing. Trying to keep my psychology sane. But yeah, give me about 3 minutes, please. Still gonna be right here in front of the screen. I'm not gonna be having my full attention on the screen right now. Apologies for that. Yeah, if you guys don't have any questions, please drop in the chat. How's your day going? What's your favorite pair? Anything about the charts? Like, I want to talk to you guys. This is a live. I want to chill with you guys, get to know you guys, and if you guys want, y'all can get to know me. I have no problem letting you guys know. Like, Pip, I want to connect with you guys. No questions, nothing. Drop a like, show some love. Appreciate the new subscribers that are subscribing today. Appreciate it all. Oh, that's a great question. So at first, I was trading with a live account, but I wasn't really trading with I was trying to find the good word. There wasn't great results. I was trading, but it wasn't significant. Nothing was really happening with the live, and it was only just because I was trading with a small amount and I wasn't understanding risk management. So, good example, like I tell everybody that my first pair that I traded was gold, and I loved gold. Loved how gold really moved back then. It was really impulsive, and when I first came to the charts, I was an indicator guy. So when I first started trading gold, I made a lot of money off of it, but I was over leveraging. So when I did the same type of lot sizes again, damn near almost lost a lot of my account. I didn't realize what was going on. Thought like, oh, shouldn't be losing. Kept doing that, and then I started realizing that I started had to downsize my lots, and then even downsizing my lots, I got a little confused just because the money was so small, so I wasn't understanding what I was okay with risking, what I was okay with losing, because in reality, I wasn't putting up bread that I was okay with losing at all in general. So that's where I messed up with live. And when I met Ado was telling me a lot about fundeds, and that's when I really got into fundeds. Because at first I loved fundeds. Never had no bad blood against fundeds. Thought fundeds were a great opportunity because it opens the door for traders who have the knowledge but don't have the capital. It's that simple. And because now because you have the knowledge and you don't have the capital, they have now given you a chance to gain capital in the skill that you know, and you could progress and go far in the future. So I just see as like a funded account as opportunity. That's all. Because if people really do your information, like you had to have at least 100K in net worth and just a net portfolio, just to even be approved to trade the forex market. So now it being available for everyone, it is hard to get funding just to throw in the market for trading. So fundeds are definitely a great opportunity because it gives you a sense of risk management, understands how to trade with bigger numbers, and essentially discipline, because it gives you rules. You have to do something specific in order to get the money. When we're trading, we're really just looking to get rich quick. We're not really essentially putting a goal in ourselves. So that's why I do like funded accounts. They can give you a sense of discipline if you take it seriously. So yeah, as I grew, I did use funded accounts. Funded accounts is what got me up. From there, I went back to live, and I do both. Trying to go back into fundeds, because what I want to do now with fundeds, I want to join funded together, get a nice big funded, and then have different accounts for different types of funding, just so I could show people like when you make it and when you learn the skill, it's really just about what you want to do in life, and it's all about setting yourself up. You know, I think what happened was they probably like stopped my stream because I was playing music probably. It's either that or the website that I needed up to keep me on live wasn't up. But that website that's up, it's not even telling me that viewers are in here. It's not even telling me if you guys like the video. I could have sworn I've never seen fucking other people use this, so I just don't know. I'm gonna go with I think it was the music. But what made it more weird was I put non-copyrighted music, so it's weird how they still stop my stream. Yeah, with AUD/USD, you can take into consideration. You kind of can see everything with just a 4 hour. Price is in a little consolidation, just because price can buy up above these highs, but initially it's going to be buying up to that resistance, which is what we have been bouncing and failing to break under that other low. As you can see, that level support slash oh no, As you can see where that arrow is above, that is a box. That text that I have, that is the support level that I have. That I am taking consideration of. That could be a new low level if price was to sell under. That's as far as price could go before it start giving us re-entries or pullback momentum. And yeah, with AUDUSD, price is really consolidating, so I'm not really in a rush. As you can see, I have the blue box up there, so if price was to come back above that zone, I could hop in buys early above here to catch the tide, or wait for price to come here and start catching the buys back above. Whichever is safe, and the same thing for here. If price was to sell back under this level, I could either sell, be risky just because I see a lot of reactions here. You see I have a zone there. This is a zone for the lower time frame. I think it's on the 1 hour if I'm not mistaken. Yeah. Take consideration. I am taking consideration of low levels. This is just helping me if I was hopping sells here. Price needs to keep going under these low levels for me to stay in that sell position, just because you can see there's a lot of higher lows and support in this level, which is why if I was to just go back to the higher time frame, it would be safe to just say when price comes back under this low level, you could sell to catch this level and catch the break, instead of having to catch it in the middle of this area, just because there is too much going on to identify who is in control. Yeah, that's what AUD's doing. That's basically what everything's doing. Like, honestly, everything's chilling. Everything's really just trying to make a decision right now. Who knows? Probably other pairs that are moving. This is discipline. This is what I'm focusing on. I know these pairs. I know what has to happen. And I'm not everywhere. I'm not looking at 50 charts, trying to catch 50 moves, and then I end up catching none of them. All just because I'm looking at too many charts at the same time. A lot of people don't take that in consideration, that could be a main reason why as you were losing. It was for me, like when I first started, just looking at everything. I want to catch everything. So I realized it was not the way. Find you a couple pairs you like, stick with it. Find some pairs that are paying, they're doing you right. You like how they move, you know what to expect at these certain areas. When price does this, etc. And then boom. Simply become consistent and successful. Just off of disciplining yourself and finding something that works for you, because that's really what trading is all about. It's finding stuff that works for you. There's a bunch of strategies out there, but they always tell you in the end you're gonna do what is best for you and what works for you. Yeah, I'm kind of mad. No one's dropping questions. No one wants to get to know me. Nobody wants any free sauce. Like, confused. I feel like everybody's up. I feel like everybody's up in life. Got a group of people who's up. No one is up. I don't know. Me personally, I'm not. I don't know. The way I just look at it is, like a lot of people can say there is no such thing as a stupid question, but to me personally, I don't think there's such thing as a stupid question. I just think the way people should term it, the way people should really reframe it and look at it and rephrase it is you need to ask the right questions. That's really all it is. And asking the wrong questions can lead you to the right question, whether you like it or not. Because when you ask the wrong questions, you start hearing what you don't want in the answer, and you start realizing and dissecting what you actually are looking for. So the more you start realizing and understanding what the goal is in your answer, the more you can start asking the right question. Which is why a lot of things will be pushed under the rug, not to just get off track, but like, yeah, like the government will trick you, for example. Like if you don't ask the right questions, then they can literally subside and not give you the whole answer, the whole rundown on things that they wanted to. But that's just a little thing what I mean by like understanding, asking yourself the right questions, because then it'll open up a different browser or a different algorithm in Google. Like for example, you could ask like you could type up cats. You could type up cats or like cat leashes, right, on Instagram. But if you ask the right question, like cats near me, or how to build my own cat leash, or best cat leash on Amazon, you start realizing that you asking yourself the better question, because it's changing the algorithm to better identify what you are looking for in that question, if you know what I mean, or in that specific topic. So always look at it like that. So yeah, good look at SPY. Everything is kind of doing the same thing, to be honest. Just taking consideration that SPY is a lot cleaner. Because if prices to come under this level selling off, I wouldn't be scared to hop in some sales. Just because there's nothing really telling me that buyers could start from here. It's really from here. And then from there, catch that drop. Same thing with that. Well, that's the same thing with that, honestly, because we really the best bet is to really wait for price to come under here, just because price is above highs. So if price wants to, price can't break the slow, but as long as price isn't breaking this high, price can't do this all over again. So with this one, I would be more on edge. You can say this, oh, this is a high though, but I'm taking consideration that this really is the high. I was at this level. This is the low, because once price starts selling under, that's gonna start price making this bearish movement. And if you look, this is indication, but just to make things cleaner, when price comes under this level, hop in for sells instead of really this, just because this isn't your best bet. Because if price stays above, then boom, price comes under, now you can hop in for sells. That's why it's just safer to just wait for the price to be down here instead of just trying to dissect what's going on in the middle of the area, wait for price to break that low. That's really it. Everything is clean. Like BTC, not gonna lie, I've been got out of this trade, but I was really interested. I would say I got out around here. I wouldn't say around there, but I'd say around like here. Around here. Because I did not catch it up here. I definitely caught it in like the middle, above this zone. That's the only thing I know for a fact. I caught it above this zone, probably near this zone. But I was taking consideration at how price, as you can see, price was making highs, then price made a low under the level. Don't get me wrong. It's okay for price to do that because price was getting the support from this level. But if price is on a bullish manner, you want to see price making higher highs, higher lows. And I just was taking consideration if I went to the daily time frame, boom, reset the charts, look over. As you can see, this is a high that was broken above. So I wanted to see support above this level, which failed to happen. Price made a high, then end up making a low under, failing to make another high, now selling under, which is okay. I want to say this was predicted, but this is what's going to happen if price isn't making highs, making higher highs, higher lows, when prices offer support. What is a good company broker to buy funded on? Me personally, best funded I think is MFF. I can't say other ones, but I'm just gonna say MFF is my favorite, just because that is the one I offer for people that want to get their fundeds passed. I offer MFF because MFF, one thing about MFF that a lot of fundeds don't do is that the timer doesn't start until you place your first trade. So people be so eager about, I gotta get these minimum days out the way, I gotta do all this and the third, but you have to take consideration that my Forex Fund timer doesn't start at all. So the minimum days don't matter until you start your first trading day. So your first trading day can be the best day ever, and then the next 3-4 days you can do the little minimum trading days. That's why you should look at the first MFF. All right, bet my timer doesn't start. I'm gonna wait and be patient for the best trade possible, because I can literally hold this account for 7 months and it won't go nowhere until I start trading. Like, literally. So yeah, I'd say MFF. Yeah, boom. With BTC, I can't see BTC starting to sell off if I want to. Simple as that. I'm gonna take this off just because I already know if I want to hop in buys again, I want to see price making support above this level, not above this level. So price is already making lower highs, so not too fond of it. I'll see what happens. Can look at other pairs too. I have a lot of other stuff, but I don't really looking at it. Y'all want Pippy to turn the camera on? Y'all want to see the Pip? I don't know, man. I don't know. I don't think y'all ready to see the Pip still. Oh, shoot. Y'all stretching.